Welcome back, lovebirds. Last time, we cracked open the vault on why even the strongest relationships can hit a rough patch. In this first episode of Why Most Relationships Fail, we're diving headfirst into the communication catastrophe, why we stop truly hearing each other. This is Relationship Secrets Unveiled, your guide to navigating the sometimes stormy seas of love. I'm your host, the Cupid's Counsel, and today, we bring you a real-life example of a communication breakdown, the story of Sarah and David, a couple whose once harmonious communication devolved into a cacophony of misunderstandings. Sarah and David met at a friend's party. Their eyes locked across the crowded room, and they were instantly smitten. They talked for hours, laughing and sharing their dreams. They fell in love quickly and deeply. It felt like a fairy tale. They were both artists, sharing a passion for creativity. Sarah, a painter, used vibrant colors to express her emotions on canvas. David, a musician, poured his soul into heartfelt melodies. Their early days were filled with romantic gestures, whispered secrets and stolen kisses. Laughter was their love language. Sarah's animated tales, peppered with outrageous metaphors and dramatic reenactments, were met with David's infectious cackle. Even the most mundane story became a comedic masterpiece in their eyes. They were inseparable, spending hours exploring art galleries, attending concerts, and simply enjoying each other's company. But alas, time, that mischievous imp, has a way of rewriting the script. As the weeks turned into months, their once effortless communication began to falter. They started to misunderstand each other's words and intentions. What was once a symphony of shared dreams now felt like a disjointed melody. Remember when laughter was their love language, folks? Nowadays, Sarah's flamboyant storytelling falls on deaf ears, her jokes landing with the grace of a drunken penguin on ice skates. David, perpetually glued to his phone, throws out a nonchalant every now and then, a gesture that does little to quell the rising tide of Sarah's frustration. Sarah, a vibrant sunflower yearning for the sun's warmth, withers in the shade of David's indifference. This, however, is just the first act in the tragedy of communication breakdowns, the lost art of listening in all its glory. Their first major fight erupted over a seemingly trivial matter, choosing a restaurant for their anniversary dinner. Sarah suggested a cozy Italian bistro, reminiscing about their first date. David, however, craved something new and exciting, proposing a trendy Thai fusion place. What started as a simple difference in preference quickly escalated into a heated argument. They both felt unheard and misunderstood. Their attempts to resolve conflicts often ended in frustration. Sarah, prone to emotional outbursts, would express her feelings intensely, leaving David feeling overwhelmed and defensive. David, on the other hand, tended to withdraw during disagreements, leaving Sarah feeling abandoned and rejected. They loved each other deeply, but their communication style was pulling them apart. The heart of Sarah and David's struggles lay in their differing communication styles. Sarah, a highly expressive individual, communicated with passion and intensity. Her words flowed like a rushing river, carrying a torrent of emotions. David, in contrast, was more introspective and reserved. He weighed his words carefully, preferring to express himself thoughtfully and concisely. These contrasting styles created a communication chasm between them. Sarah often felt that David wasn't fully engaging with her emotions, dismissing his quiet thoughtfulness as indifference. David, overwhelmed by Sarah's emotional intensity, felt pressured and misunderstood. He longed for calm and rational discussions, while Sarah yearned for heartfelt expressions of empathy. Their conversations often went off track, spiraling into misunderstandings and hurt feelings. Sarah's passionate outbursts were met with David's silent retreat, leaving both feeling isolated and alone. They were trapped in a cycle of miscommunication, their love eroding with each passing argument. The silent treatment, a common communication pitfall, became a recurring theme in Sarah and David's relationship. When conflicts arose, David would retreat into himself, shutting down emotionally and refusing to engage in conversation. Sarah, desperate for connection and resolution, felt increasingly rejected by his silence. Another trap they fell into was the blame game. Instead of taking responsibility for their own feelings and actions, they pointed fingers, accusing each other of causing their unhappiness. "You're always so emotional," David would say, frustrated by Sarah's outbursts. "You never listen to me," Sarah would retort, feeling unheard and dismissed. These negative communication patterns created a toxic cycle. Their words became weapons, aimed at inflicting pain rather than fostering understanding. The love they once shared was slowly being suffocated by a thick fog of resentment and frustration. To salvage their relationship, Sarah and David needed to learn how to communicate effectively. They needed to understand and respect their differing styles, finding ways to bridge the gap between them. The first step was to acknowledge their individual needs and communication preferences. Sarah had to accept David's need for space and calm reflection during conflicts, while David had to learn to engage with Sarah's emotions without feeling overwhelmed. Active listening became their most valuable tool. They practiced truly hearing each other's perspectives, setting aside their own judgments and defensiveness. Sarah learned to express her feelings without attacking David, while David made a conscious effort to validate Sarah's emotions, even if he didn't fully understand them. David embraced putting down his phone, making their conversations active and engaging. They also learned the importance of taking responsibility for their own actions and feelings. Instead of blaming each other, they started using I statements to express their needs and concerns. "I feel hurt when you withdraw during an argument," Sarah would say, replacing accusations with vulnerability. "I need some time to process my thoughts before I can respond," David would explain, offering clarity instead of defensiveness. Love can be a beautiful and complex journey, full of twists and turns. Communication is the compass that guides us through these challenges. By learning to understand and respect our partner's communication style, we can navigate the choppy waters of conflict and emerge stronger on the other side. And finally, remember, communication is a two-way street. Don't wait for your partner to make the first move. Take the initiative. Show them you care about what they have to say. A simple "how was your day" can blossom into a conversation that bridges the gap and reignites the spark. Also, communication is more than words. It's body language too. Crossed arms scream defensiveness, while good eye contact shows you're engaged. A gentle touch can speak volumes. Be mindful of your nonverbal cues. They can make or break your message. See, lovebirds? It doesn't take a communication miracle to turn your relationship around. With a little effort, empathy, and a whole lot of "I love yous" sprinkled in for good measure, you can transform that silent inferno back into a warm, crackling fireplace of love. So that's just a taste of the communication catastrophe. Next time on Relationship Secrets Unveiled, we'll explore the fascinating world of communication styles, decoding the love languages between couples. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep the conversation flowing and note, love speaks volumes even in whispers.